So, Baruch Flashman broadcasting on the American Kabbalah Network today, Lag BaOmer. I'm going to be reading from the Idra Rabbah. If any of you have the Zohar, right, the Matuk Midrash, it's going to be in the Parsha of Niso, which is the number 12 volume, Yud Beis. If any of you had that, you can follow along because we're going to look at one of the deepest places in the entire Torah. It's called the Idra Rabbah. Idra really means a room, like a special room of some sort. And as a matter of fact, on the road from Tzfat to Meron, there's a place, it's supposed to be I don't really know. It's supposed to be the place where the Idras actually were. There's an Idra Rabbah, which is this one, the longer one, and the Idra Zuta, the smaller Idra. So he gathered all of his Talmidim together, Rabbi Shimon, and he started to do this. So Rabbi Memram suggested to me that maybe one do something from the Idra. Let's read. It's on page Kuf Mem Aleph, again, volume 12. Matuk Midrash. I'm going to read the top first, and then we're going to read down below. It says, Tanya Amar Rabbi Shimon Lahavria. So Rabbi Shimon said to the gathered group that was gathered together, Ad Amos Neisiv Bekima Bekayoma Dachad Samcha. How long will we stay in a situation there's one line, of just one line? Ksiv, it reads like this, it quotes a pasuk of Tehillim, Eis La'asos Lahavaya. It's a time to make something happen for Yudke Vavke, Hey Pharaoh, and we're going to publicize and make beautiful his Torah. Yomim Zeirim, so Zeirim is small. So small days, short days. Ma'ari Dechovadochik, so the days are short, let's say maybe it means like that. And those who are in charge of punishment, they're pushing. Kuruza Ka'are Kol Yoma, there is a announcement. A voice announces every day. And for those who can trim the orchard, there's a minimum number of those people. Karma, and they are at the very bottom of the vineyard. Lo ashkachan v'lo yadin, so they don't pay attention. They don't know lan aser aslim, to where is the place that they're going. Kama the yaos, the way that's supposed to be. Well, what did that say? So now the Matuk Midrash brings us a translation, and he says like this: Tanya Lamanda B'Brisa. So we have a brisa when it said Tanya. So it says there's a brisa that he had. Amar Rebbe Shimon L'Chavria, Amar Rebbe Shimon L'Chaverim. So he says in little print, is a Kanodesh Rebbe Shimon call you Kor the Talmid B'Shem Chavria. He always referred to his students as a Chavria. The Hiyosam Kula B'Bechila Chasadim Shehem Muchubarim B'Tachlis Ha'achtos, because they were all aspects of different kinds of kindnesses of Chasadim, which we are learning the Ozras Chaim to be able to help us understand what Chasadim actually mean, because they work with trust of such tremendous togetherness. So he's wanted to say that this is the aspect of Chesed. How long will we stand on one line? Ad Masai Nasha Vanilmod as Sodas Hasfiro. So how long will we stand? Will we sit? Be settled here. And we'll learn the secrets of the Torah, but Bechinas Kiyum Amud Echad, with the concept of a line. He says a Kiyum, a standing, that's just on one pole. Shakal Choy say the Spheres, because this is the way that the Spheres were, Kodem Tikkun, before the Tikkun started. So now he's going to start a little bit, and he's going to tell us about something which we have to learn, or those who do know something about this. He's going to talk about the Shvira, the breaking of the Kalim. Ka'ayin Amud Echad Zu Tachaz Zu, so it was like the Spheros were like in a line, one underneath the next. Bli his pashtus, the Chamisha Partsufim, and they were not spread into the 5 Partsufim, which we've talked about many times before, which is Eric Anpin, Abba Ve'ima, and Zachar Vanuk, which is their anpin, and his female counterpart. They're also not clothed one on top of the other. They're completely independent, kamo achra tikkun, which is going to be the way that we're going to see it after the tikkun. But the time has come to explain how it is that these partsufim work after the tikkun. Because before the tikkun, we understand that they were unfunctionable because of their structure. Rabbi Shimon, hagam she'ein roy legalos hasodos, shehem kibshono shal oilam. So they're like a secret place. It's not time to be able to say the secrets of this time, but even so, avahul kasiv eis la'asos la'Hashem hey Pharaoh sarasecha, but it's time. Pasuk zeh mefarish l'kamon. So he's going to explain this later in a different place. Kolomer im lo achshav emasai. If I don't start saying it now, because Rabbi Shimon had been sick, and it was possible he was going to disappear, and if he's not going to say this now, when is he going to say it? Yomim Zeirim Lefi Shechayas Adam Ketzarim, because he wants to say that I'm going to live so many years, just like everybody else. I have a certain amount of time to say this. Umari the Chovadochik, Balsamach Mem, the other side, the force of the Chitzonius, the Samach Mem, Yetzirah, Hamalabed Choval ala Adam, who is constantly criticizing us. That's that voice in your head that keeps telling you that you're doing it wrong. That they're pushing the man, they're bothering a person. The main thing that these criticisms wants to do is ruin your spirit, so that you won't want to learn Torah. There's also a voice that announces every day, Karos Machres Kol Yom, Oy Lahem the Brios, Ma'alvoshana Shal Torah. So Alvona Shal Torah. So pity, I guess that's a good word. Kol Yoma Oy Lahem, Oy they, for those creatures that the Alvona, the Torah, that the Torah has sunk down. V'gam love Kol Echad Masugula Asok Besodas HaTorah, because of the shame of this, that everyone is not Roe, cannot come and learn the Torah. Ki Chatzte Chakla Chatzadikim. So what's a Chatzte Chakla? The people that cultivate the garden, the people that cultivate the orchard where the fruit is produced. Ki Chatzte Chakla Chatzadikim Yodim Al Yedei Tifilasim, that the tzadikim that know through their prayers, Lichsor as Sada HaElyon, in order to harvest the upper garden. Shih HaMalchus HaNikras Sada Tefuchin Kadeshim, where you see this on Shabbos before at Kabbalah Shabbos, that they know how to harvest the upper orchard, which is called the field of holy apples. Really refers to the face of Eric Anpin. This is a tepuach, which represents each one of the cheeks of Eric Anpin. As so the Torah, those people who know how to bring down the secrets of the Torah, there are very few of those people. And that's why Rabbi Shimon is coming to talk now. They're only at the very beginning of this orchard, the pardes, this vineyard of Chochmah. Because even those people who know something about trying to cultivate this garden of tremendous Chochmah, they're only at the very beginning of it. They don't really know how to do it. They haven't gotten into it yet. Lo ashkachan v'lo yadin. Lav aser azlin kamadayos. So they don't really know. And as they come into the garden, this karam, he calls it a garden, he calls it a karam, he calls it a vineyard, he calls it an orchard. So they don't know really where to go. They don't know his words, or they are not able to concentrate. and they don't know properly the Ezemak and what place they should go to, B'darchei Sodos. And this is why we all need teachers. Because if we don't have someone to teach us, and look what's actually happening now in our generation, is that we have a matach midavash, and we have, this Rabbi Memra, it's really something else, in what he's able to teach, what he actually knows, the depth of it, to bring it to an English-speaking audience is absolutely incredible thing for our time. But that's it. We have the material, and more is coming all the time. Okay, so then he says, Iskanashu Chavre of the Idra. So then all the Chavria, all these tzaddikim, all these people who were such tremendously kind people, they all entered into the house of this place called the Idra, which could have been a threshing floor, or it was some kind of a storage space, but levushim sharim. They were clothed in different kinds of garments. Saife v'rumche b'yadehim. So they had knives. And they had spears. They had spears and swords in their hands. Is darzuch b'tikunechem. So they were urgent in trying to fix things. Be'eta b'chachmasah. And they started at the time that chachmasah is around suchlusanuch b'dato. And they had seichel in their heads. B'chezach b'yadin. And they had vision in their hands. B'raglim and in their feet. Kechela diyada v'raglim. So he says like they had the strength of their hands and their arms and their feet and their legs. Imlichu aleichel namand debrishusei chayu mosa. So they chose, and they had a choosing amongst themselves, laman debrishusei chayu mosa, that in their hands were life and death. The migzach of milin de kshut, in order to be able to decree things were true. Milin de kedisha al yonah, things, words that have to do with the upper kedisha al yonah chetzaisei lahoin. So they're listening to them. And they were very, very happy to be able to listen to them, in order to know them. Let's see a little bit more. Let's see how well I concentrate. I translated that. So it says, here's the Matak Midavash. So now he says, his asvu chaverin the base hagorin. So he says it's a threshing floor, a storage floor. Targum Gorim is in Idra, so this room, which was a storage room. A storage room means that it's a base kibble. It's something that receives. In other words, you put the grain into it. So it's there. So it's Lashon Malchus. The Fishahoya Yoshvim Be'igol Ka'ayin Hagorin, because they were singing in a circle. Remember that I said in the Shir from the Otzos Chaim that the concept of a circle is also a concept of Malchus. L'chein Nikra Maimer Zeh Idra. So therefore, all of this idea is the Idra. Rabbi Shimon wants to bring something into the Idra. Wants to bring this tremendous condition. V'kol lechem the tihyu muluvashim shariim saife v'romche b'deichem muluvashim b'meginim. They had all different kinds of armaments with them, or ways to protect themselves. They had v'charbos, they had swords, v'ramchim b'yadeichem, and spears in their hands. Kolomar shetis chagru ish as kol milchamaso. So all of the weapons that they had to be able to fight a war, they had them. What are they? Shem divrei Torah, shenikros chera pipios. They had the words of Torah, because the words of the Torah, is a sword that has two sides to it. The hilachem bechem neged asamach men or machanoisav. What's the reason why that they have this sword of tefillah, the sword of Torah, is in order to be able to fight the other side and all of the hosts that he has with him. Is darzo b'tikunechem, tis darzo b'tikunechem. So they urge themselves in the rebuilding process. The hashlim atzmachem, in order to be able to perfect themselves, l'chiyos merkava l'eser spheres dezah, in order to become a chariot for the 10 spheres of Zer Anpin. Behind the be'eta, that is with advice, counsel. Kenega the keser shuhu makor ha'etza. So what is this? Is one of the things that they had. They had a tremendous amount of advice. What's advice come from? It comes from inspiration. A person able to see something that is has a tremendous perspective from the very top of his head, so to speak. That's the crown. B'chachma, V'suklo sono. So the suklo seichel, he says, is bina. Bedata bedas. B'chezer b'mara, but able to use that, the kochav, the keser chochma bina, and the das kachbad, in order to be able to see out. The Haile b'tiferes for Yisod ki shneichen nekroim es pa'klari ha'meira. So what does he mean? He means that also the body, and the Yisod, which is the reproductive apparatus of males. Biyadin biyadayim shehem chesed gevura, with their hands, which are chesed gevura. Now he's counting up all the different spheros that they're working with. Baraglim baraglechem shehem netzach v'hod. So with their feet, which are netzach and hod. Imlichu aleichem hamlichu aleichem. So they chose to have as their master keneged malchus, which refers to the malchus. So they chose to have this sovereignty. Laman de berishuse chai umosa lami sheberishusa chachayim v'ramavasi. They did all this for he who has the control, the rishus, the right of life and death. Which is what? What is life and death? He says life and death refers to the parts of Zir Anpin, shebiyadu chachayim v'ramavas, because in him you see life and death. Kamo shavu shuvu shabo choyach hashvir v'harikon, because it's him that is actually those 6 spheros of Zir Anpin, again, which are chesed gevurah teferes netzach hod and yisod, those 6, and plus the malchus, which is at the end of the yisod. That's what broke. That's death. But his reconstruction is the tikkun. So we came from a complete shvira and emptiness. The migzer milin dikshut, in order to be able to make a decree of divrei emes, of words that are actually true. The hand of the daber sodas amitium, in order to say secrets, true secrets, below shum toes, without making a mistake. Ba'al shem shachadibor bo b'chituch Sephasim ka'amal the migzar. So why did he say migzar? Migzar also means to cut something up, because that's a language in Aramaic that refers to a bris. So he says that we use that word, this decree. Milin de kedisha el yonet saisi luchud. So the varam shahamalachim hakadoshim el yonim machshivim lachem. So that these are the things that they want to say, and the ability to be able to say and to peer into the places that the malachim el yonim are listening to. Because even the malachim came to listen to the sodas that these men, using these tools that we just enumerated, these 10 spheros, are going to use. So these malachim, these angels, are very happy to be able to hear this and to be able to see this, what's going on. Now I'd like to do one more, as time is short. So he says, so the Idra says like this: Yosef Rabbi Shimon the Vachel of Omar. So Rabbi Shimon sat, he cried, and he said, Vai, oy ve'esmir, igalena, vai ilo galena. If I reveal this, it's going to be bad. It's going to be an oy. If I don't, it's also going to be an oy. Chavra, the Havach of the Taman Ishtiku. So Chavria, so all the Chaverim that were there and listening to this, nobody said anything. Come, Rabbi Abba v'Amalei. So Rabbi Abba came up and he said to him, Inicha kamei, the Mar Lagalo. If it's good for the Mar, is he saying, if you would be acceptable, please reveal it. Hachse, because he quotes a pasuk, so the Vaya L'Reyav, that the secret of Havaya, of Yudke Vavke, are for those who fear him. Because all of the Chavriya, who are they? These are all people that are afraid, that have fear from the awesomeness of Hashem. Because this is I think Rabbi Memram said this, that what is the real Yira? The real Yira, we understand that the Almighty has the power of life and death over us. We just went through that a little bit. The real Yira is Yiras Aromamus. So when a person realizes how insignificant he is in relationship to the tremendous, all-pervasive power of the Eibishter in every single aspect of our life, good, bad, and otherwise. So look, we've already come into this threshing floor, this storage house. We want to be able to receive just like the threshing house is open and ready for us. Minahom alo minahom nafko. So from them it's going to go in, and from them we're going to go out. We're going to come in here. We came in here. We're going to come out. I don't know what the last part meant. So let's see it a little bit on the inside. So Yosef, Yoshev Rebbe Shimon ubachos. He sat down. He cried, and he said, "V'ai galena." So it's a oive. If I start saying secrets. If I start saying powerful secrets, in regards to what? The rebuilding of the Partsufim, which is the first Partsuf that we talk about that's going to be rebuilt, is called Atik. And the next one that's going to be talked about, and reason why we say that Atik means the ancient one. In other words, it's so preliminary to reality. It's as if it's ancient, way, way back in some place that we can't touch. I'm going to tell you secrets about Atik. And then next to that, the other half of Atik, which is called Eric Anpin. Because it's a place in tremendously high. And as I say, I always like the concept that when we say that something is high, so we always start thinking, I always start thinking that it's talking about the stars and so on and so forth. Not wrong. But really, the better answer for high is really inside. Panimi, it's inside of everything. Some essence, as we're trying to understand in the Shari Agulim, started. It's a place that started. And where we can recognize, the first place we can recognize is called Atik and then Eric Anpin, because there's such a tremendously high, some of tremendous Panimi place. V'chasiv v'kavod Elokim hester davar. And there's a pasuk that says that you want to know what the secret, the real honor you could give to Elokim is hiddenness. Hester davar, to hide things. So that's the rule. It says you have these things that we can't possibly reveal because they're so powerful, they're so panimi to reality. The idea is to keep them hidden, cover them up. But on the other hand, so he said, but what happens if I don't? Now understand the time of Rebbe Shimon. The time of Rebbe Shimon is after Bar Kokhba. It's after the base of Mikdash destroyed, and all the hope that Rebbe Akiva was a general, as Rebbe, I think that Rebbe Maimon said, Memran said today. He said he was a general, he was a great man. He was a powerful man also. They're all destroyed. That is, the army of Bar Kokhba is gone. There's nothing left. The Jews live in a small area in the northern part of Israel, and the rest of the country is Chareb. It's destroyed. And they can look out and they can see what's going to be the future. Because therefore, if I don't say this, then the group that I have around me will not know the Sodos. They won't know this. So he says, so the group that was there, Shasku, Machmas, Amos, Rabban, Rabbi Shimon, because they were afraid. They looked at Rabbi Shimon was crying. He didn't know which way to go. Come, Rabbi Abba, Mifnei Kavod Hashem. So he stood up. Why did he stand up? Because he said, this is the Kavod of Hashem. Rabbi Shimon, and he said to Rabbi Shimon, so if you think it's good to say these hasodos, but you're really in doubt about it because you're concerned about the kavod of Hashem, which says Hester Davar, kavod Eloshem, Hester Davar. But I have an answer for you. I can give you a reason why you should be revealing this. Because there's another one. There's another pasuk that says the secret of Hashem goes to those who fear Him. So it's a mitzvah to reveal the secrets of the Torah to the people who fear God. Because we are this group, we are a group who have been tested many times, and we're here because we love God and we fear God. Because all the Chaverim here were all Yerei Hashem. Im kain ein od makom l'safek. So then there's no place, no reason for doubt. Ki ru'uyim heim shtizgala v'chem hasodas, because they are fit. They are the people that you can reveal these sodas to. Vodu Gavar alo be'idra debek mamashkana, because we already come in. He said Gavar niknazu be'idra mashkana. Now mashkana, I don't know, just thinking, it's mashkana means a place where things are deposited, but it's also very close to the word shtina, which sort of like has the same kind of idea of a malchus, a place of base kibble. Shehi idris amishpatim. What is it? It is the threshing floor of dinim. So there's a quote from there. V'sham gavar galisa lachem. So there's gavohim. You've already said very, very high things. V'amar ki minahon alos of mehem nikasuch v'lo yatsu. So those ideas that you said at one time that were secrets of the Torah, those ideas, they came in, we heard them, and we didn't forget them. Kolom shelo yachlu l'svol as omek hasoda shegilach of Rabbi Shimon. So he says different than where I said. He says that they were not able to bear the tremendous secrets that he gave. Minachom nafku v'yesh mechem sheyatze b'yediyah berura v'chavavana shlema kol masha shamo Rabbi Shimon. There are those that couldn't bear it, but there are also those that came out with a tremendous, tremendous insight in the words of Rabbi Shimon. So therefore there's already been some preparation. Even though it was difficult, and was very difficult for us to bear, but nonetheless, we took it, and we still have it. And we still learn tremendous amount for that. So then we see that what we have learned up to this time, been a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous preparation. There's no reason to fear anything. V'hiskim, Rabbi Shimon, so therefore Rabbi Shimon agreed. Rabbi Abba, for the words of Rabbi Abba. So he started to organize the group there, and to make a preparation, for the revelation of these tremendous secrets that he's going to explain as he go on. Now there's a little blurb right underneath it because there's a little bit of confusion, at least the way I learned it. Is of inyan alo v'nafko. So in that particular phrase, that they entered in and they went out, was the idea that the Torah that Rabbi Shimon was teaching, that people learned it, and some of it went out. It's a little vague about what he meant. Kasa the harchu means, refers to them. Usually says the marchu. Marchu refers to Chaim Vital. Besof hakdamasa le'etz Chaim haniknas. The chachma hazos sarf sheyeda deknois for the tzeis. This is a big idea of Rabbeinu Kodesh Rabbi Nachman Befege. You have to be baki v'ayil and baki v'shuv. You have to be able to know how to get into how to reach Hashem. But those high places, those places which are so very special. Well, then when your wife calls you and she says she's got a problem with the washing machine, you have to be able to go there without going crazy. And then after the washing machine, you have to be able to get up and come back up into the Torah. This is Baki V'ayil, Baki V'shuv. Now, I might have said my own example, okay? It's my own example. But anybody who's married understands this example. Well, it says the Heinrich of the Hashiv of the Vochem Ralburium. That is, you have to really understand the real depth of what this is Chaim Vital saying this, of what he's saying. And get into it in such a way that you really know what he's trying to tell you. Because I said that example about the washing machine because I believe that you have to understand there's a male side, there's a female side to everything. The two things are really the truth. And the female side, the side of Malchus, is all physical. It's all physical. The side of Zer Anpen reaches all the way to the Shmayim, way past the Shmayim. It has within itself a tremendous, tremendous amount of power. These are the master partzufim. So we understand that the physicality that we have in the world today is a female concept. It's a concept, once again, that we're coming over here to the Idras. So it says, she'im yistafek, so therefore that a person be able to look at the reality that's around him and understand that Hashem is in every single part of it, every part. But if he has some doubts, yada shemachmas chisaron sichlo masik. It's because there's something lacking. It's because of something lacking in his ability to be able to think. We call this katnus. Avaradevarim atzman hem yesharim lemotzi das. So the things that you're learning themselves, you may have a difficulty to be able to place all the things that's happening in your life, to be able to match them up with what Hashem, what the words of the secrets are. But the fact is that the words of the secrets are exactly right. V'la'ish kazeh mitzvah lilmod imo. So a person who's able to straighten this out, be able to see how it is that Hashem is true in all the different manifestations, whether it be a zer anpin or a male or a female idea or a malchus, whether it would be something that's purely spiritual like the music of life play on, and the other hand is that somebody has to pay the gardener. You can understand that, you can learn sodas. Thanks a lot. Have a great time. All the best.